Hey ho und willkommen zurück zur Let's Play Game of Thrones Episode 1. Wie ich da sehe, sind wir gerade, ich denke, in Königsmund. Was anderes kann ich mir nicht vorstellen. Und durchsuchen Truhen. Und ich denke mal, wir sammeln jetzt wieder alles ein, was wir einsammeln können. Zum Beispiel Geld.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Sind wir in Königsmund? Bin mir gerade nicht sicher.
It was very kind of Lady Margaery to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Olenna.
Ich zweifle nämlich gerade wirklich dran. Das sah wirklich aus wie... Jetzt bin ich voll überfordert hier gerade. Wahrscheinlich habe ich gerade wieder voll was verdreht. Ignoriert einfach alles, was ich sage.
Ethan made this for me.
Toll, das hat es vollgebracht.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Margaery has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Ach ja.
Wonders Made by Man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick. I hope to see them all someday.
Oh je, wenn die das mit Roderick rausfindet. Ach, schauen wir uns mal die Sicht an auf das
King's
Meer.
Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Ach, die lassen uns ja nicht mal rausgucken. Wie fies. Jetzt wollte ich die schöne Meeressicht genießen. So viele Briefe. Die guckt immer so skeptisch.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Margaery to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Die Hintergründe sind immer so verschwommen. Ich glaube, das soll aussehen, als wäre es gemalt. Was anderes könnte ich mir nicht vorstellen. Die läuft ein bisschen steif. Warte, ich will erst noch den Raum durchsuchen. Dann kann ich die Tür aufmachen. Der von allein. Wer ist
Oh,
das denn?
sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Wer zum Geier ist es und wieso sieht das so abgefuckt aus? Ich tue ja auch immer Luft in
Begging your
andere Welt.
pardon,
rein.
milady, but you alright?
Was macht... Ach so.
If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Margaery will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Margaery? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Margaery just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
Oh Gott, ich hasse die Bitch. Entschuldigung.
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but
Why are you telling me this?
I heard them arguing about House Forrester and...
House Forrester?
I thought you'd like to know. Forgive me if I was mistaken. I hope you're not in any kind of trouble. Most people don't tend to notice a cold boy. Not in King's Landing with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there. Good night, my lady.
Irgendwie war das gerade seltsam. Bei Game of Thrones muss man ja eh überlegen, wem man trauen darf und wem
Lady
nicht.
Margaery, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own.
Ach, sie weiß es doch
What
schon.
you've suffered is beyond imagining.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor.
Was?
She was very pleased with herself.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I cannot apologize, my lady. I'm not a traitor.
I know you're not, but you must find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Oh Gott, ich hasse diese...
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Diese blonde Troller total, ey.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Ich glaube, das werde ich gebrauchen bei der, ey. Ugh. So viele unangenehme Persönlichkeiten, in denen man fertig werden muss.
You can do this.
Ach, ich muss jetzt vorlatschen. Ich kann aber auch nicht schneller laufen, ne? Ich kann nur so langsam laufen. Dann... Ach so, ich kann nicht mal Schlangenlinien laufen. Ach Gott.
Lady Margaery. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord
Tyrion sieht ja
Tyrion.
noch lustiger
Your
aus.
Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Yes, Your Grace. To the one true king.
Warum guckt die so
The
böse?
one true king. Yet she didn't say which. The girl
Oh.
is clever.
Oh!
She only
I
meant...
don't care what she meant. I care what she said. I won't stand for impertinence from a girl of the north.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily. Is it any wonder you were so impertinent to ask which king deserves your loyalty, if you have any loyalty at all?
Alter.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Yes, Your Grace. Absolutely.
I see. Despite the fact Roose Bolton allied with Walder Frey. If it was me, I'd find it difficult to so quickly forgive the men who killed my father. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Margaery here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Margaery. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would... Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Tyrion ist so cool.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Wieso guckt die mich jetzt so böse an?
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
These are trying times, my lord. My family fears what might happen now that the Boltons rule the north.
They must still answer to the crown. You shouldn't forget that, nor should they. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Margaery was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Margaery.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The
Tyrion
crown
ist im
needs
Spiel irgendwie
boats.
größer.
Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Margaery might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
I'm sorry, Lord Tyrion, but it's a risk I cannot afford.
I admire your discretion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Tyrion ist der Einzige in dieser ganzen Serie, dem ich wirklich vertrauen würde. Okay, noch den Starks, aber... ja.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now. Lady Margaery has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Margaery could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like.
Das willst du nicht. Also
Would you
zumindest
marry
nicht
Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Margaery well.
I'd be willing to marry, but not Joffrey.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the Seven
Wenn
Kingdoms.
die wüsste, ey.
I might even allow you to be my handmaiden.
Wenn die wüsste.
Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well?
We're sorry, my lady. We were just having fun.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen. Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you. Do you agree?
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. You were brave agreeing to obey the Boltons. That cannot have been easy. I know you must fear what Lord Bolton might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. something important.
Die guckt immer so böse.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
I prefer to speak with you alone.
Sorry, aber irgendwie... Sicher ist sicher.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire? Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
My mother feels it is urgent, my lady. She's unfamiliar with King's Landing and its politics. I hope you can understand that.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Irgendwie traue ich der auch nicht so ganz. Ich habe irgendwie ein bisschen Angst gerade. Die ist so, keine Ahnung, undurchsichtig. Fand ich schon in der Serie irgendwie. Naja. Das Pferd guckt voll Glas. Und da ist es weg.
7 hells.
Let's play a little game, shall we? Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Okay, an dem Zeitpunkt stoppe ich jetzt mal, sonst wird es wieder zu lang. Dann würde ich sagen, an dieser spannenden Stelle wünsche ich euch noch einen schönen Tag und wir sehen uns im nächsten Part. Tschüssi!
I thought he'd never stop.